The special edition version of Aliens was released on video in 1992 with over 16 minutes of extra material. James Cameron, the director, has stated that the special edition is his preferred version of the film. Originally he wanted to release the longer version in the cinemas back in '86, but the studio thought it was too long, with too much time spent up building the story and tension, so he had to cut it down. Like a lot of other people, I grew up with the theatrical cut on video. I didn't know there was an extended cut of Aliens until the movie was released on DVD. When I first saw it, I was blown away by all the new footage. I'll go into detail about the added scenes for the special edition and whether one cut is better than the other. The first extended scene is seeing Ripley in a waiting room made to look like a park. Burke comes in and tells Ripley about her daughter Amanda and the fact that she died when Ripley was in hypersleep for 57 years. This was a major cut scene for Ripley's character. The actress Sigourney Weaver was upset to see this scene deleted, as she could have possibly won the Academy Award if this part was kept in. The next is an extended boardroom scene with Van Owen telling Ripley that she acted on questionable judgment when blowing up the Nostromo ship, making her unfit to hold a commercial flight license, and that she'll have to see psychiatric treatment for 6 months. A lot of the new footage back in the extended edition is seeing Hadley's Hope colony before it was overrun by the aliens. You get to see more of the daily life of the colonists. The scene starts with the two men discussing about a message signal sent to them from Burke. The message tells them to check out a grid reference, a section of the planet. They find this a strange request and don't know why they have to check it out, but they follow on through with it as it takes 2 weeks to get an answer from anybody outside the colony. Next we see a heavy terrain vehicle out in the planet's surface. In there is Newt and her family. Her father spots the derelict spacecraft from the first film. Newt's parents check out the derelict. Some time passes and suddenly Newt's mother returns with her father with a facehugger attached to him. Story-wise, it works better not seeing the colony until the Marines arrive, sticking to their point of view. There's an extended scene in Ripley's apartment with more dialogue with Ripley and Burke. She asks him more about why he's going along, and he tells her more about the corporation involvement in terraforming on different planets. The next is a longer intro showing off inside the Sulaco ship. James Cameron is clearly taking reference to how Ridley Scott started showing off the Nostromo at the beginning of Alien. While well shot, I don't find this needed to be in the film. On the ride down to the planet LV-426, Hudson gets more screen time. He checks the Marines' armor and brags to Ripley about all the state-of-the-art firepower they have. I love Hudson, but I do find this scene a bit redundant. We already get enough of his cockiness and character. Perhaps it would have been better to see more of Crow and Wierzbowski, who barely get any screen time or dialogue. When the Marines are scouting the colony for survivors, Hudson and Vasquez pick up a movement on their tracker. They investigate, only to find the movement is from hamsters. A red herring scene that doesn't add much. Another added scene is with the APC rolling up to the entrance. Gorman, Bishop and Ripley get out. Upon walking up to the entrance, Ripley hesitates about going inside. Hicks asks her if she's alright. She responds yes, and then they go in. Another scene I find slows down the pace way too much, and is not really needed either, as Gorman informs them on the radio that he's coming in. We don't really need to see it. My favourite extended footage and popular subplot restored is the sentry guns sequence, which takes up a lot of the middle section of the film. I remember being blown away by all this new action footage and thinking, why wasn't this in the original release? Even James Cameron was surprised that the studio wanted the sentry guns scenes cut, as they added a lot of action and tension. The first round of scenes is seeing them talking about using the guns for defense. Then you see them set up the guns in 2 separate corridors. The first time the xenomorphs attack, they come in waves. The guns only have 500 rounds each, and the first set of guns are quickly run out of ammunition, and then you hear the aliens trying to break in through the barricade. Later on, the aliens make it to the second main corridor, and they keep coming again in waves and waves, but fortunately for the humans, the aliens stop short of overrunning the second barricade as they retreat after suffering too many losses, even though one of the sentry guns is only down to 10 rounds. Ripley and Newt's part in the bedroom go on for longer. Ripley tells Newt that she used to have a daughter. When the group are discussing more about the xenomorphs, Hudson and Vasquez get more dialogue. The group talk about a possible alien queen. Before Ripley leaves the dropship to look for Newt, her and Hicks share a romantic moment together. Hicks tells Ripley his first name, and she does likewise. I like the scene. It shows how they could have been a great couple if Hicks didn't die at the start of Alien 3, but it does ruin the frantic pace the film has. Overall, both cuts have their positives. The special edition adds great new character scenes and explains more of the story, while the theatrical cut is much leaner and the story flies by quicker. Having seen this film so many times, first growing up with the original, then moving on to and loving the special edition version, I have now gone back to and prefer watching the original cut, as I find the special edition drags on after a while, and many of the scenes don't need to be in there. Even important plot points like finding out Ripley has a daughter. Sigourney Weaver's performance is so good and her character so well written that when she takes care of Newt, I understand the whole mother relationship and the fact that they were both sole survivors of the alien creatures. It works without having to know that she had a daughter to begin with. The sentry gun sequence is the biggest loss. Perhaps if that was edited back in the theatrical cut, I wouldn't mind, but it still works without it being there. Overall, Aliens fans could argue all day which version is the better cut, but not many would disagree that the theatrical is much more tense and better paced one. Thanks for listening.